Hey, I'm just gonna hang out for a couple of minutes just to see if anybody else hops on, maybe like till 7:03 or something. Kind of a nervous Nelly hiding out in my bathroom from my kids. But that's where I go live, so it's appropriate, right? Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody because this is like permanently recording. And I'll start with telling you a little bit about who I am. My name is Addie Yoder. I have been a coach for about 2.5 years. I joined a challenge group in July of 2014 because I had some weight to lose, kind of like we all do. I wanted to do something for myself. And it took about 6 months of asking from my coach to get me to agree to put myself out there to coach. And I've never looked back. I have tried a million different things as a coach, different ways to run my business. And it was, I have 4 kids. I live in the middle of nowhere. Like when I say that, I'm so not kidding. I live in a cornfield. It's like 30 miles to a grocery store, for real. So it's everyone's got all their own stuff, but ours is a little bit unique too because we're out here kind of secluded out here. But I started going live about a year ago. I have 4 kids and had bladder sling surgery in May of last year. And I don't know if you guys know a lot about that. I had 4 kids, so I peed my pants when I pretty much did anything, which was not always my favorite thing. So I had this surgery and I asked a ton of questions because, anytime you have that situation where you have a surgery and they're like, okay, well, don't lift things for 6 weeks. You're like, no, but really, what can I do? Because I'm terrified after all of this time of like working out and being healthy that I'm going to sit on my butt for 6 weeks and gain it all back, right? Like I was terrified of that. So I asked all these questions to my doctor. I'm sure he thought I was the biggest freak. He's like, no, I don't care if you pick up your purse and run out the door. Don't lift anything where you're going to strain. Like if you have to hold your breath, don't do it. Don't pick up your 2-year-old. Don't lift weights. And I'm like, but yoga, can I do this? And I was like, I'm a big rule follower. So I asked all of these questions. He was like, really, it's not a big deal. And you could tell he was like, but don't always take the man version of how things go, because about a week after my surgery, I was like, man, I'm good. I'm doing PIO. And about 4 or 5 days later, I was like, my back hurts. I don't know what's up with that. And I read all my discharge paperwork, and they were like, oh, that's totally normal. I ended up in the emergency room. I ended up at the chiropractor. I ended up in physical therapy. And I pretty much, all of the fears that I had going into the surgery about not being able to do anything happened in that minute. And I got shut down for the rest of the 6 weeks and in physical therapy for like 2 months. So I decided that I was going to control what I could control. And I did the ultimate reset for the last 3 months of my 6-week period after that surgery. And my friend Kate, you guys probably know Kate Kraft, she had done Masters Hammer and Chisel in like January and February, right when it first came out. And she made videos at home, like documenting her journey. She'd show workout moves, and she would talk about her food and how she felt, and like her husband would get involved and critique the moves. And it really like made a difference in her business because she was so upfront about all of these things that she genuinely felt about the program. And I thought, you know what? Ultimate Reset is all about food. That is like the number one thing people ask me about is food. People really struggle with that. And for me, I can exercise all day, every day, but you put a donut in front of me and I'm done. Like, that's my weak spot. So I was like, if I'm going to do the Ultimate Reset, I'm going to take a page out of Kate's book and I'm going to make a video about this every day. And I'm going to document what I eat and how I feel. And if I like it, and if I made a bad recipe, I'm just going to be honest and I'm going to put it out there. So that's what I started to do. I would record videos on my phone and then I would upload them. And I don't know if you guys do this right now with your workout videos, but that is not a fast process, period. And if your internet is funky, or if you're like on the way out the door and you're switching from Wi-Fi to cell service or whatever, it sucks. Like, there were times that I would make a 5 to 7 minute video, which is an appropriate length for something like that. And it would take hours for that thing to upload. And I thought, well, this is stupid. I think I did that for about 3 or 4 days. And I thought, Facebook has this live option. And I'd seen people do it, but I didn't really know about it. And I thought, I'm going to hit that button. And that's what I'm going to do. And it was about 1,000 times faster. And so I just went with it. And honestly, that is like why I started going live, is because it was inconvenient to record it. And going live doesn't take up memory on my phone, which is always an issue as a coach. So I started making a live video, and I did it every single day for the 3 weeks of the Ultimate Reset. And I didn't think about it. I just documented what I was doing. Since I was in physical therapy was an hour and a half from my house. So I would have to pack my kids up or get a babysitter. Sometimes I'd have to bring a friend with me, and I'd have to pack all of my Ultimate Reset food, the fiber sweep stuff, the greens, the salads, the everything in a cooler, and take it with me. So when I'd pack my lunch, I'd go live and I'd be like, this is how I'm staying on track. This is what I'm doing. And I'd show them everything I was doing. There were days that I would show them the salads in my refrigerator, or there were days that I'd sit on the stairs and talk about how hungry I was, or how cranky it made me feel. And I just laid it all out there for 3 weeks. And by the end of the 3 weeks, I had kind of built some momentum. So there were people that actually paid attention and followed this journey for 3 weeks. And so I thought, heck, kind of in this habit. So I rolled right into 21 Day Fix, because it's a pretty seamless transition from Ultimate Reset to 21 Day Fix anyway, because you really want to focus on it, a good diet. So I thought, it's another 3 weeks, right? We're going to document this too. So I did the 21 Day Fix, and I kept making videos. And it's funny now, because you're like, Facebook memories pop up, and I'm in that time frame right before Summit last year when I was finishing the 21 Day Fix. So every day, all of my old videos come up, and I can see like what I was talking about then, now. And people just kept continuing to listen. So I just kept going, and I kind of did it for me more than anything. You know, at that point, I was in a habit. We were going to Summit. What a great opportunity to go live at Summit. So I just kept talking about stuff. When we got back from Summit, Country Heat had come out, and that was a great thing to talk about because people love hearing about that. So I just haven't really stopped. Like, I started then and I just kept going. I did I will own my own weaknesses. I did P90X3 the first half of the year, and that is a 90-day program. And let me tell you what, it is real hard to go live about a 90-day program because I don't believe people want to hear me talk about the same workout over and over and over for 90 days. It drug on for sure, and I got inconsistent. So that's how I started going live. What it did for my business wasn't necessarily something that I saw immediately. It helped during the Ultimate Reset because people were waiting for that transformation. They watched what I was doing and they were waiting for that transformation. But as time went on, my husband tells me this all the time. He is a crop insurance agent and he travels all the way from the northern part of Missouri down to St. Louis. It's about a 3 to 4 hour driving window that he travels. And as he goes through to different places, he'll have people be like, oh, I know who you are. I see your wife on Facebook. I watch all her videos. And I'll go somewhere and someone will say something to me about what I did 2 weeks ago. And I'll be like, what? Because they don't like, they don't comment, they don't say a word, but they know exactly what's going on. And so for me, I mean, how many of you guys watch Raina on Snapchat? I mean, I think we all do, right? Because we want to know what she's doing and we want to know what tank top she's wearing and what she's eating today because she's cool and we like to watch her. And for me, live videos are a little bit like Snapchat for Raina. I'm not that cool or interesting by any means, but there are people out there that actually get on and watch my videos because they want to see what my 3-year-old is doing or they want to see what I'm having for dinner. And it hasn't been something that's been like, this has gotten me X amount of challenge packs, but I do feel like it's been a really valuable tool in building that trust piece that lets people really get to know who I am and how I think and that I'm a normal person because I am not scared to say, I'm freaking hungry, or I put my face in a donut, or my kids are making me crazy. I guarantee you I've made at least half a dozen videos where I've shut the bathroom door and have said out loud, I am in the bathroom today because I'm hiding from my children who are making me bonkers. So here are my tips. So you know how I got started. Number one, my biggest tip is to pick a platform or a program. I absolutely recommend something short, like 21 Day Fix, like Shift Shop, like the Ultimate Reset, something that's going to give you a little bit more time than, say, a 3-day refresh, but just enough that you can get in a good habit with a start and a finish. So it's a lot like a fitness journey. Pick something that you can commit to talking about and sharing with people for a period of time. It could be something totally not Beachbody related, and I don't think that's bad at all. But for me, it was just easy to pick it up with the Ultimate Reset. Be sure to talk about food and give tips. It's just like posting. Think about what your audience asks you questions on all the time. How can you provide them value through your videos? Every video does not have to be, this is how I pack to go to town. It could absolutely be a video about how you fail. As a matter of fact, I remember I made a video one time and discussed how I thought I was punishing my kids by taking away their light bulbs. You're going to hear all of my darkest parenting moments right now. I was so mad at my kids for leaving their lights on when they went to school that I told them that I was going to take a light bulb out of their ceiling fan every day that they left their light on when they went to school. And God punished me for it because the first day I did it, I didn't pay attention to what I was doing and I put it in the washing machine. Let me tell you what, light bulb glass in a washing machine makes a real good live video. People commented on that one for days because that is not a fun thing to do. So, you know, be real, add value, but also be a normal person. Don't be afraid to include your family and friends. Some of my best videos are the ones when my kids come in, or the ones where I intentionally put them in it. You know, when my 6-year-old makes a shake, or when they help me with dinner, or they talk about how they feel about something. You know, don't be afraid to include other people in your videos. Awesome videos are when we're all together, like coaches are together and you can bounce off each other. We've done some really fun ones like that too. One of the most important tips I have is to be consistent. Just like with posting, with working the business. If you're going to start going live and you really want it to be that trust piece like Snapchat is for Raina, then people have to be able to depend on you. I am pretty consistent about going live between like 6 and 9. Every now and again, I'll go as early as 4 or 4:30. It depends on school. It depends on what we're doing, but I almost never go live in the morning. My people know that they're going to find me later in the day. So, you know, whatever time works for you is fine, because your people are going to get used to that, and they're going to see that, and they're going to know when to expect you. And a lot of times I have people that come back and watch them even days later. But consistently showing up and consistently doing it, you know, in a similar time frame every day is really going to help with that following. It's going to create people that want to watch you. Again, be real and be honest. You know, progress is so much better than perfection, and people don't want to hear that you love broccoli. Even if you do, they don't want to hear that. So they want to hear, you know, how you really feel. They want to hear that you put your light bulb in the washing machine, and they want to hear that you know, struggled with a couple of moves. But one of the things that I always think about when I say that is be real and be honest. But when you're talking about problems, always have a solution. Don't share a story until you're the hero of it. So yes, I put a light bulb in the washing machine, but you know, there was something positive that rounded up that story. I don't remember what it was on that day, but there was something that made it better. So don't be afraid to mess up. Oh my gosh. And I remember when I first started, I would be like, you guys have to go away. Kids, go upstairs, go to the basement, do something else. But don't be afraid to let those life moments happen. There have been live videos when I'm talking about a recipe and I'm showing stuff and my kids come barreling through screaming 90 miles an hour, and I'm like, you stop! And they're like, I kind of forget that I'm live. And I think people appreciate those moments, you know, knowing that you're not the only mom out there that stops in the middle of a sentence to tell your kids to stop running through the kitchen, or, you know, if they come running through and have something to contribute, roll with it. You know, be flexible in your videos. It's hard at first because you're so focused on what you're doing and what you want to say. But those moments of flexibility are going to be what connects you to other people on Facebook more than anything else that you say. So don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are actually the best part of going live. But don't be afraid to make notes. A lot of times, even yesterday in my live video, I showed them my notes. I was like, I made notes so I wouldn't forget what I wanted to tell you today. I showed people my personal development book and showed them where I was reading from. I have notes now, actually, so that I don't forget what I'm supposed to talk about. So don't be afraid to make notes or bullet points. I don't believe in scripting out lives. Like, if you have something to say and you write it all out, you're very much likely to read it, and it's going to sound a little bit canned. So I make bullets and I make little notes and I jot things down, or I'll fold pages in books so that I remember what I want to talk about. But most of the time I try to make it very natural and very just kind of my thoughts and real. And the last thing I have is to go with your feelings and inspirations. You know, in that first burst when I was doing the ultimate reset and then I was doing the 21-day fix, I was very much focused on the programs. And my lives now always come back to Shift Shop at this point, because I, again, kind of fell off a little bit with P90X3 and I'm getting back in that groove. So I'm talking a lot about what I'm doing as far as the program goes and how I feel in that regard, and the meal plan and what I'm eating. But in all the other times, go with like what you're feeling and what your inspiration is. You know, if you're inspired by your personal development, use that. If you're inspired by your dinner, use that. If you think that what you're doing in that minute can add value, then go with it, because it probably can. If you're proud of something, share that. If you're proud of someone else, that's even cooler. So that was fast. I kind of get excited and just go. So I'd love to answer questions if y'all have any. Just mute or unmute and go. I'm not scared. Is there? I don't think there's anything in the chat.
Do you invite to challenge groups in your live video?
In challenge groups?
Like in the live videos, do you invite people to your challenge group? I did that on my last one, and I was like at the end, I tagged it in there. Do you suggest that? Or
I have. I almost never get anything from it. Like, I feel like call to actions are more effective in print. And I kind of feel like overall my live videos do better when it's just like blah. You know what I mean? When it's no pressure, and I feel like it's a little bit easier. If I've got something that's really pressing, or if I'm super excited about it, then I'll share it. But I've tried it, and I've tried it pretty consistently for a while, and it didn't really go anywhere for me. There's never black and whites in that situation, so it might be awesome. But for me, I have better luck in print and in invitations.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. I suck at Instagram. The question is, do you go more live in Facebook or Instagram, or both? I am the worst person in the world to talk to you about Instagram. I am just now getting to the place where I can have enough brains to remember to post an Instagram. So I know Kate goes live on Instagram, and I haven't actually asked her how that's gone for her, if she's gotten a response. I don't know why it would be bad. I think it would be awesome. When I get it together, I should do that.
How often do you go live? Sorry, I'm joining a little late, so I might have missed it.
You're fine. I try to go live every single day. I started by saying that I started going live by following a program. I did the Ultimate Reset, and I documented every single day of that 3-week journey. And that was kind of my kickoff. So, I mean, especially getting started, I feel like that consistency piece is really important. So I would suggest finding a period of time and something like finite to discuss for an amount of time. You know what I mean? Like Shift Shop, document your journey in that way, and then get in the habit. And Instagram, it's only there for 24 hours and then it's gone. Yes. On Facebook, it's there basically forever for people to go back to. Yeah. So I didn't realize that a live video disappeared on Instagram after 24 hours, so that's good to know.
in this stories, Instagram stories.
Now, can you go live on Instagram not in stories?
I don't think you can go live. I know you can record and upload. I've done that a couple times, and then you can, because now it lets you do like several pictures in a row or several videos. I kind of chopped my videos in a row to kind of keep it there longer. It's just more time consuming that way though. But it stays versus stories are gone after 24 hours.
The reason I haven't done Instagram is because I feel like when I spend that time discussing something on Facebook, then I have to turn around and do it again on Instagram. And I'm like, usually at that point, someone needs something. That was super fast. So, well, I'm happy to answer questions if you guys have them. Lisa, did we get all of your stuff? You got all the information you wanted? Okay.
Sorry, I have like a freaking out child in the background, so I'm trying to stay muted. Yeah, but I'm like freaking out. But no, I'm totally all set. Thank you.
You're welcome. So don't think and just do it. Kind of, yes. So, yeah. I mean, if it makes you more comfortable to make notes, then absolutely do that. But I just feel like the more natural you are, the better it is. And you get used to it. Your first ones aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be beautiful every time. I mean, I have done lives with a towel on my head, and I've done lives in my pajamas, and you just kind of get used to it and forget what you're doing. And it gets really cool when people realize what you're doing and they start talking to you. That's my favorite part, is when you get on there and you start talking about something and someone says hi, or Kari says, hey girl, hey. And they start having a conversation with you through the messages. And you're like, oh, wait, people are listening to me and like this matters. And I mean, you just kind of get caught up in it and have fun. One thing I do want to tell you that it took me a while to not have hurt feelings about this is that I never, ever get more than 10 likes on a live video. So if you go into a live video and you think, oh my gosh, this is terrible, I only got 6 likes, don't think that, okay? Likes are for pictures. Likes are for workout videos. Sometimes likes are not for live videos, period. So don't get sad if you don't get a ton of likes. Nobody does. So Kari says, hey girl. I was just going to ask if you plan out a topic or anything before going live. Do I make a schedule for the week or anything? I have done this, okay? There have been times when I'm not like in a shift shop mode where I have been totally inspired and like I have a list on my kitchen counter right now that's like half a dozen different live topics. So some days I will refer to that list and some days I will have something in my head already and just go. Like, hopefully this doesn't bother. Do I just hop on and go live or do I announce? I never announce that I'm going live. Kate does that sometimes, but she really only does it if she's going to talk about something big like her story or like an announcement. If it's like something major, then she'll announce. To be real truthful, I don't always have enough brains to think that far ahead. Like I can't always think, oh, when I post at noon, I should announce that. That does not always occur to me. Yeah, so like I will get inspiration for live videos from all different places, like from magazines or from church or from personal development or from a podcast. And so I constantly just like make notes about different topics for when I get stuck, because that is super helpful. And it will help you keep that consistency up if you're like, oh, I don't know what to talk about today. Oh, wait, I have a list. Cool. So I never like, I don't usually time myself, but I can kind of feel when I'm going long. You don't want to go more than 10 minutes ever. Like nobody is going to stop. I won't. Like maybe you will, but if I see someone who's gone live and it's 38 minutes, like there's all these pearl people in my news feed right now. Like they open oysters and like there are pearls inside and then they put them in jewelry, and I don't understand it. But their live videos are like 2.5 hours long, and I think, dear Lord, go away. I don't have time for that nonsense. Like 5 to 7 minutes is perfection. Like they say not to go less than like 2 to 3 minutes because that doesn't give people enough time to see that you're live and hop on. So you want to go closer to 5, but you don't want to go over 10 for sure. Do I have a general topic list I wouldn't mind sharing with us? I don't actually have a general topic list. Like food is good every time I talk about workouts. I can carry you into my kitchen and get the list that's on my counter so you can have some ideas. Hold, please. Keep asking. Oh, God, yes. Do you go live and get right into it or wait for people to join and watch? Usually I small talk at the beginning. Like I talk about, here, we're going to pretend like I'm going live because look, you can see all my people. Hello, people. All right, looking for this list because I know it will help you. I should have thought about that earlier. See my professional notes here on a folded up piece of paper? Okay, yeah, normally I small talk at the beginning, like something about, the weather, or my hair, or, whatever, because there is that couple of seconds, like, I don't know how long it is, 30 seconds to a minute before people hop on. Like, it's like the processing time or something. So I normally talk about something about my day or whatever, light, before I just jump right in. Okay. So if someone reminds me after we're done, I will type this out or take a picture of it and post it in the Lux. But this is just my jotted randomness of ideas that I have for the future, okay? I have, your mindset doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. because I read it in a personal development book. What is in my challenge group and what it's about. I did that one and I didn't make out notes and it sucked big time. So if you're going to do that one, have some really exciting stuff to talk about, because mine was terrible. Kari's was amazing. Watch Kari's, don't watch mine. Why it's a lifestyle and why I'm choosing to go back to sandwiches. Why anxious is good. How I got started as a coach. Why I chose to coach over all the other options out there. What the crap do you do with containers? And feeding my family. So again, I mean, this is not something that like you could repeat every week, but it's just, you know, when I see something or I get inspired, I try to keep a running list so that I've got ideas. So someone told me recently that there's a lot of coaches out there that talk about food, but they don't talk about the containers enough. And I thought, you know what? I'm one of those coaches. I don't talk about that enough. So I've really been trying when I talk about food to show those when I do it, even if like I haven't measured in the video, I've been really focusing on like, this is how I measured. When I did this, I used this, or I did the math based on the measurements for these containers, or, you know, trying to bring that piece back in, because I think with all of like the ketosis stuff, you know, other MLMs not included, with the diet and the Shalene Beta test group and, you know, all of the high fat, low carb, different things out there, it's so confusing for people. So if I can like bring those containers back in and show how easy it really is, and I can flex it for my family, I think that's a good piece to show as much as I can. You know, yesterday when I went live, I was fixing dinner. I was peeling potatoes and talking about what I was fixing and how I was going to make extra and make it work for my busy week. So sometimes those are my moments, you know, like when I'm cooking dinner, I think, oh, someone might get some benefit from this. Let's do that. So, you know, if you can make it efficient with your own time and what you're already doing, I think that's even better. That's a win all the way around. I hope that helped. So more structure would probably be good. And I should probably plan out better, but then I kind of get the fear of it loses some of the like off the cuff realness of the live video. So, do you go live from a laptop or something other than a phone? Okay, so since we're showing stuff, let me show you what I actually do. I have a tripod, like one of those bendy ones that we put places, right? But I'm not smart enough to get it to stand my phone up, okay? I can only figure out how to do it this way. And I think this is the way you need to go. Because if you do it this way, then you get those bars on your screen. And that's annoying. You need to go sideways. So use the bendy thing. I need to remember that because I had it in my head that I needed to go that way, but it's this way. But in reality, where I record almost all of my live videos, get ready for this because it's kind of embarrassing, is right here in my bathroom. Okay, so what I do is I pull the second drawer out and I put my phone right here, just like that. And I sit right here and face the mirror and I talk to my phone right there. That's how I do almost all of my live videos. Because the lighting is the best in here because I've got a window right there and the light's over the bathroom sink. So that's why I started going live in here, but it's also the quietest place to hide from my children. So there's a lot of strategy involved here. So I've got a couple of people that are like, oh, she's in the bathroom. You know, it's going to be serious this time. So, I mean, I have gone live from my car. I've gone live from the kitchen. I've gone live on the steps, on my front porch, at my mom's house. I'm not picky about it, but 90% of the time, that's where it is, right there. I don't know if amazing is right. Honest, yes. So I hope this helps. I mean, I will answer questions. I told my husband we'd be an hour. So if you have questions, I'm happy to stay on. So I feel like If I can, I'll help in any way. So I know a lot of people get really nervous about this. When I've been at stuff, I've had people ask me, and so I'm just like, pick a program, find a format, because it's the least scary way to do it. That's my number one tip, is to find something that you can share the progress with. People like that. So if you haven't started Shift Shop, jump, or even if you started yesterday, start now. Start today, because it's the perfect platform and it's a perfect time frame to really share what we're doing. And I don't know how many of you were at Summit, but have I been on this? No, I have not. I was a total fat kid while I was pregnant, which is why I'm now a coach. So I was a terrible pregnant lady. So Marissa Dargy is an amazing pregnant lady. Please message her all day long. But I think that would be an amazing thing to talk about on videos, is like, because that's a really hard thing. Like, I respect anybody who does this stuff when they're pregnant. I think that is like the most badass thing you can do, is to consistently work out when you're that kind of tired and hungry. Like, share that. That would make me follow you every day, all day. So, yeah, the rest of my brain just fell out. So if you got something else, let me know. That's all I've got. So, I mean, use Shift Shop to your advantage and document that journey. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Shalene at Summit talked about being vague and not giving all of the information out up front. And so I've kind of been playing with that a little bit too. Even in my lives, I've been trying really hard not to say Shift Shop. I'd say athletic style program, 25-minute workouts. I think of all of the features that like make Shift Shop exciting to me and talk about those instead of saying Shift Shop. Yeah, follow Shalene on Snapchat, and that is a great way to, one, get tips, and two, get more confident about going live, because she talks about anything and everything on Snapchat. So, but Raina does too. So, I really feel like they're comparable formats. Like, I don't get millions of challenge pack sales from this, but I do build a lot of trust and relationships, which is the foundation of the business as far as I'm concerned. So, everyone excited for Team Cup? Yeah. It's going to be good. I hope we all get cool sweatshirts. I'm one of those people that will do anything for a sweatshirt. Sell all the challenge packs if you're going to give me a hoodie. So, all right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to let you get off here. I hope it's been helpful. It's been fun to talk at you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if there's anything that I can do to help you, if you have questions, if you need someone to cheer you on for a second, please message me and I will help you out. Okay? You can do this. Live is good. Thank you, Sabrina. Hey, Manny. So let me know if you need any help, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.